Hello, my name is Major Brett Sell, and I'm a Disability Counsel with the Office of Airmen's Counsel. I am also an IMA reservist in the United States Air Force Reserve JAG Corps. Thank you for joining us for the Guard and Reserve Focus Briefing on the Disability Evaluation System. If you have not watched the previous video on general disability processing, please do so first, as this presentation will only address specific topics relevant to the reserve components and not the disability system as a whole. When we refer to reserve component, we are including Category A and B reservists, Air National Guard members, and technicians. If you are unsure about anything discussed in the first video or in this video, make sure you call the Office of Airmen's Counsel at the numbers listed here.
Hello, my name is Staff Sergeant Carly Carlton. I'm a disability paralegal at the Office of Airmen's Counsel. Just as we discussed in the first video, our office does not represent your command or the Air Force. We are independent attorneys and paralegals who advocate and fight for you. Please feel free to call the Office of Airmen's Counsel at any time for additional information on the topics in this presentation or other questions that might be specific to your case, as this is only meant to be a brief overview of some factors most important to reserve component disability cases.
Reserve component disability cases follow a similar process to active duty cases. However, a line of duty determination, or LOD, plays an important role and can impact your eligibility for full disability processing. Just like active duty cases, as a reserve component member, your case is first reviewed to determine if you are fit or unfit for duty. If the Air Force Reserve Command or National Guard Bureau notifies you that you are unfit for further service, the agency will then look to see if you have a current LOD and duty restrictions for the referred condition or conditions. If you have an LOD for a condition that prevents you from performing the primary duties of your AFPC, to include taking a full component fitness test or deploying to any location worldwide, you were likely enrolled in the DES for that condition. However, if you had an LOD for a condition but had a break in your orders and your duty restrictions were removed, the original LOD is no longer valid unless you can prove permanent service aggravation of your injury or condition. If you do not know whether you have a current LOD, you should contact your base LOD program manager and/or your LOD medical focal point. While there are different types of LODs, the majority of LODs recognized in disability processing are completed on the Air Force Form 348 after review and signature by the appropriate officials. If your unfitting conditions were incurred or aggravated during a previous period of service and improved, but ultimately now result in your unfit designation, you may be entitled to have your conditions found in the line of duty through the prior service condition rule. Additionally, if you have an unfitting condition that occurred while on active duty orders of 30 days or more, and you have at least 8 years of active service, your condition should be found in the line of duty through the 8-year rule. Disability Counsel at the Office of Airmen's Counsel can help you analyze your case to determine if either of these rules may be applicable to your situation.
As a reserve component member, if you do have a medical condition that might preclude continued military service, you can be placed in no pay, no point status. If this has occurred in your case, please contact our office. Previously, reserve component members were automatically placed in this status upon identification of a potentially unfitting condition. However, the rules have changed. It is now up to the appropriate commander to determine if you may continue to serve and what, if any, duty limitations are needed. If the commander does not believe you should be allowed to continue serving, he or she will have to submit paperwork that specifically states you can no longer participate for pay and points. Our office has templates and can provide advice to you and your commanders to potentially get you back in participation status.
As a reserve component member going through the Integrated Disability Evaluation System, IDES system, you can receive the same dispositions from the Informal Physical Board, or IPEB, as active duty members, such as return to duty, discharge with severance pay, permanent retirement, or temporary retirement if your unfitting condition or conditions have been previously found to be in the line of duty. Like active duty cases, you can also be returned to duty with an assignment limitation code, ALC code. However, as a reserve component member, your limitations are determined by the appropriate reserve component agency, and the unit must allow you to participate.
However, unlike active duty members, if your unfitting medical condition or conditions as a reserve component member are found not in the line of duty, you will receive a specific disposition of fit or unfit under the non-duty disability system, also referred to as NDIS. The NDES processes medical conditions that the military has determined were not incurred during current service or aggravated by service. Having an LOD does not in itself guarantee that you will avoid the NDES processing. We know that the NDES paperwork can be confusing, but you can elect to go through the non-duty DES process with the goal of either being found fit for duty or request that an LOD be completed for your unfit condition, which, if granted, will require your case to be processed under the Integrated Disability Evaluation System, or IDES. Please give us a call if you have any questions about your paperwork or prior to making your elections.
Active duty retirees with 20 or more years of qualifying service and a VA disability rating of 50% or greater may be eligible for concurrent retirement and disability pay, or CRDP, often referred to as concurrent receipt. This allows certain retirees to receive both military retired pay and their VA compensation with no monetary offset. For reserve component members, those 20 years of qualifying service can either be based on 20 years of active duty service or 20 years of satisfactory service. Additionally, as a reserve component member, you may also be eligible for concurrent receipt if you have been found unfit through the NDES with 15 to 19 years of satisfactory service and a minimum 50% rating from the Department of Veterans Affairs. Typically, you must wait until you reach retirement age, usually at age 60, to become eligible for this benefit, but it could be an option depending on the specifics of your case.
Dual status technicians are reserve component members whose federal job is linked to their military job. As a technician, you are generally entitled to receive a disability retirement under the Federal Employees Retirement System, or FERS, if you have at least 18 months of civilian service and are found unfit by the reserve component. In some situations, it may be more advantageous for you as a military technician to go through the NDES instead of requesting for your condition to be found in the line of duty, because an unfit disposition through the non-duty disability system will trigger qualifications for Federal Employee Retirement System disability benefits. As you can see, reserve component cases are nuanced and each potential outcome is dependent on the facts of your particular case. Again, we encourage you to call the OAC early in the process.
While this video is intended to provide you with expectations for the months ahead and some additional information about our office's services, it does not qualify as legal advice, and you should never make any appeal decisions based on this video alone. We always encourage you to contact our office directly to discuss the specific facts of your case. Each case has different factors that impact our legal recommendations. Our only job at the Office of Airmen's Counsel is to help airmen like you understand their results and make the decisions that are the best for their specific circumstances.
We hope this overview of disability issues specific to Air Reserve components has been helpful. For a more detailed explanation as to how any of these issues could pertain to your case, please feel free to give our office a call and we will be happy to assist.